So my title is Talent Acquisition Specialist. So basically my job is to assist and help the recruiters on finding talent. So before Talenya, we were using another website. Talenya is a little different because it reaches out to the candidates, when we're not on the website, which this is something that we want to do. So sometimes maybe their profiles are not as clear for us to understand about the experience. So Talenya kind of help us to kind of say, hey, we have this role, are you interested? But since we don't have the time to, select all those candidates, like 200 candidates, whatever number the Talenya is doing, reaching out to candidates, we don't have the time to do that. And we don't have the time to review those profiles in order for us to message them. So the great thing about Talenya that, yes, is doing it for us while we're working on something else. Hey, don't worry. We have the explanation. We have the description of the job. We found this batch of candidates. No worries. We're going to message them. And if they're interested, we'll let you know. If they're not interested, you can always check anyway, which ones we reached out and in review if you want to reach out on your own or whatever else. So that's the great thing about it, that, it's saving us time for sure. I would love to actually spend more time on Talenya because for me, it has worked so far. Yes, I'll try to log in as much as I can during the week because it does help me. It gives me like different options. Sometimes maybe the candidates that are sourced may not be 100% what I'm looking for, but sometimes they're similar to other roles that I'm working on. So I can always utilize it for other things. So that's the great thing about it, that, the suggestions that it's giving me, it actually kind of helps me to find candidates on my own at the same time. But I use it as a guidance because it gives me a lot of great results. So what I'm sharing, the candidates that Talenya selected, hey, I have this batch that Talenya found for me for the role that we're working on. Give me your feedback, see what you think, and we'll and I'll take over the process. Either reach out to them, message them, or have a conversation with them, whatever steps they want us to do. So definitely helps because we can just create the list of the candidates. Hey, this is the candidates that we found through Talenya. What do you think? And based on their feedback, that's when we'll proceed from there. So the hiring managers definitely like it. And I will say another issue that we noticed that a lot of the profiles on the candidates were not updated. So for example, let's say I found a candidate, let me click on their LinkedIn profile to double check, all the information, and the information wouldn't actually, it wouldn't match. Talenya, not necessarily. So far, I've noticed that it's very minimal, the times that I get an error like, hey, maybe this person when Talenya acquired the information was a title and now has another title, but it doesn't happen that often. Very easy to utilize. It's very clear. So definitely gives me more time during my day to actually jump to other platforms, because besides LinkedIn, we utilize other platforms. So I can definitely have the time to, hey, I already put my rec on Talenya. Talenya is going to start working on those candidates, reaching out. So yes, definitely I can maneuver both platforms at the same time. Like I can always refresh my page at the end of the day. Hey, let's see if Talenya reached out to any candidates or anybody responded. So I can always multitask on that sense that, since Talenya, it's always working in the background, I can always go back and double check, hey, any luck today? So that's the great thing about it, that, it's just a refresh button away for me to double check, how the work is. The person may not have 100% all the skills that we're looking for, but, this person looks promising, give it a chance. So I use Talenya for that because once I plug in all the skills that I'm looking for and it gives me a result, it's like, okay, this title I never seen before. Thank you for suggesting this person. I like this. I can actually search for something else and search for that specific role, that the specific title that the person has, because Talenya said, hey, this person can be qualified for the role. Now I have a better understanding about the role, and maybe now I have a list of other names that I can search for. So that's always good. So there are times that, when I'm, looking at the suggestions that Talenya is giving me, I'm always looking at it. Hey, if you do the diversity part, you have this much percentage of finding more candidates. So we always utilize that because we're big on diversity to begin with. So it just makes sense. Hey, yeah, if my results is going to be from 40 to 70, absolutely. Give me diverse candidates so that way I can select the most qualified ones. because it's actually helping me in understanding a little bit more about the candidates, the titles, the industry. So it's to me, it helps me. This tool is actually, once you are very precise of what you're looking for, putting, the title, skills, the experience, the education, the location, this tool actually will reach out to all those candidates that the AI system feels that they're qualified or very close to qualified. They will reach out to them, ask them, hey, NFP has a title, has a position. Are you open for opportunities? Click yes or no. So in other words, it's like, so that means that I have an assistant, an AI assistant, searching for my candidates while I'm working on something else. And then I will get that notification saying, hey, this is the list of candidates that they are interested. What do you want to do? In a role, it's a lifesaver for sure. So I think that, once I explain those details to the fellow recruiter, they're like, oh, okay, show me how to do that and take it from there. So definitely I will introduce Talenya as a AI assistant.